Greetings, Cauldron of Weird. Welcome back to Rock Reviews. This is something we said we wanted to do.
I'm
album
excited.
Reviews.
I'm excited we're doing this.
Yes, and we are starting with one that we are both very, very excited for. Was Shrezzers with their song What album Relationships.
Not relationships, apparently. Relationships.
Yes.
By the way, real quick side note, Shredding Browsers, still a fucking cool name. I'm sad they couldn't make it happen.
Yes, so let's get started. We should probably cut there and throw in the...
Yeah, we could fucking do it. Throw in the intro.
Okay. Also, keep your mic down here so it's not spiking.
Gotcha.
Yes. All right, so we're going to kick this off with just the intro of the album Forward.
It's a sketch. It's a sketch track, which what I thought was really funny is that if I was ever going to make an album, I would absolutely do something like this at the very beginning. Yeah. It kind of sets the tone for it and everything. Yeah, it was just really kind of funny. I like how they're just kind of like bros.
Yeah.
They're just, I was late to work anyway, so right. Let's listen to the new Shrezzers album.
Yeah, it was very, very comedic. It was very self-aware.
Extremely. It was very meta.
I thought it was a very good way for them to begin the album.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a jab at maybe listeners of their music or maybe just people that listen to rock music or something like that. I don't know if it was a jab at that per se, but I just thought it was kind of really funny. Very self-aware.
Who knows? They know, but...
they all had a cheap chuck,
that led right into the second track, which is the first song, Mystery. That was one of the original singles that they started out with, and it's a hell of a song to start off with too.
That was my thoughts exactly when I was listening to this, because we all obviously listened to them in order. This is a very strong opening song, without a doubt. Really sets the pace right there. They go about they probably go about 45 seconds to a minute before they even actually introduce the saxophone in there too. But it shows off some of their technicality. Again, kind of really shows off people that haven't listened to Shrezzers what they're capable of.
Yes. Which
I thought was phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I wanted to, that I said in the notes that I was taking, is that all major aspects of the band were really showcased. And the lyrics, they tell an interesting story.
It's a very good story, yeah.
I really love that song. It was one of the better of the singles that they did before this album was pieced together.
Absolutely. With them being known as a technical band, very good guitar, and a lot of these that we're going to talk about here too. Strong presence, heavy enunciation on the guitar too, which I actually really like, as weird as that sounds. But we'll talk about that later on. So we'll go into the third track, second song,
which was Knuckles.
Yes.
Stylistically, that was a very severe shift from Mystery, because it had more of a rap rock kind of feel to it.
Yeah, when I listened to it, I guess I gave you the impression it was it's very Rage Against the Machine kind of thing, or
maybe not quite so ragey in it. It just felt more rap rocky,
but kind of but I was using it more of kind of the kind of more slap bass style to it too.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad song. I would say out of the entire album, this one kind of stands out a little bit as something a little different. It might not be my personal favorite on there, but I feel it gives them a diverse feel in going through the album.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to hear more of a rap rock song tell a more dreary and sad story.
Yeah.
That kind of threw me off a little bit, and I was a bit taken aback when I was because as I was listening, I had the lyrics in front of me. I was reading the lyrics and just going through it there. Yeah, very, very sad song. And one thing I wanted to point out is that really stuck out to me was the bridge that was highlighted by the really, really good saxophone part in it.
That was why I was so conflicted about this song right here, because out of all the stronger pieces of the saxophone, you're right in the middle, kind of this bridge that they do. Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking good.
Saxophonist is a boss.
He is a monster, dude.
I love it.
I really hope it's working out for you in this band right here, because I couldn't imagine you trying to play a saxophone for an orchestra or some shit like that. Fucking weird.
Moving on from that, it moves into the the third song, Anorak, the fourth track on the album.
Yes.
It starts and ends the song in Arabic.
Yes.
I have never heard Arabic in a rock song before.
When I first listened to it, I was like, I don't understand anything that they were saying right there, because I was actually listening to it in the car, but I was just like, that was really odd. And then, but after kind of reading the lyrics and kind of looking at it, I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it was really cool. Very, very neat song.
And that's not the only time they do that in the album either.
True. Yeah.
That, well, not specifically Arabic, but they speak in another language.
Another language, which they say in the first track there, in that foreword right there, the one guy like speaks like Spanish or French or something like that.
Well, he definitely speaks French at some point in the album.
Yeah. But Anorak I thought was very good. It was kind of very middle of the field, had a good feel to it, good pacing to it.
The heavy vocals were extremely good. The guitar and saxophone were together molded very well. I thought the saxophone itself sounded very beautiful.
Yep.
Sounds like it'd be an excellent mosh song though. But even with like as they go from the rock song to the more rap rock to a heavier song, it doesn't feel like it's out of place.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. And especially we're on the fourth track and we really hadn't got any too much hard vocals. So for Anorak being a little more harder, I was like, okay, this is kind of what I'm looking for. Okay, perfect.
It moved on to Emoji Queen from there, which is the final single that they dropped before. The lyrics are a bit lacking on this song for me personally, but
it's funny if in reading the lyrics, it's very like millennial, like talking right here. It's like they're talking about like Instagram and Snapchat. It's talking like all this like social media awareness and trying to talk to someone. But then there gets like some more, I guess more, I don't want to use lovey, more romantic lines kind of near the end too when it starts to go on the bridge. So
yeah, and like it hits you with the soft like part in like the saxophone and like it's but I thought that it was a very, very interesting choice of direction for the song, but I must say that's my favorite hook in the entire album.
And it's funny that you say that. When I first listened to it, I was like, man, that hook is really good. Seriously, when we're done, listen to Want to Be Doing Something by Michael Jackson and tell me it's not very, very similar to the other two. Want to be doing something. Yeah, like that. It's I was like, what? I don't know if there was inspiration taken with it or something like that, but I was just like, I will not oppose this. Possible. I will not oppose this at all right there. I thought it was definitely one of the more stronger songs in this album.
Moving on from that was Vivacious. That was another single. That was one we didn't cover just because of we forgot to cover. I didn't forget to cover Emoji Queen. We just didn't have time.
Yeah.
Vivacious is one we actively decided not to cover just because of the video itself.
Yes.
Because I saw it before and it was pretty raunchy.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get in trouble. Which I thought
from our YouTube overlords.
From our YouTube overlords. But it picks, like, from the softer part of Emoji Queen, it just picks it right back up. Like, especially the beginning, the bass. Like, it's like, oh my God, that bass is...
What's so fun about listening into all these right here, because you get little snippets, and Vivacious is one where you get as much as you get the heavier guitar sound, you get a little bit heavier bass, a little bit different time signature, a little bit different pacing too. You get a little bit more of that jazzy rock metal sound to it right there. So
definitely some slap bass in that.
Slap bass. Oh, dude, I love it. I love it. Vivacious, very strong in the lineup right there. A lot of fun to listen to. I
thought it was very appropriately placed within like the construction of the album.
I would agree with that.
It is one of the songs that made me really fall in love with Shrezzers.
Shredding Brazzers. Yeah.
Shredding Brazzers. And I think that was their name when they made that song.
It was.
But it's a great song. It's an absolutely great song. And I thought that where they put it in the album couldn't have been any better.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say in its entirety, I think they structured things very, very well. Good mix, good idea of what should be at the beginning, what should be at the end, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here. But go ahead and hit up with our next one.
Reminiscent.
Oh my God, dude! Who was? I'm blanking on who did the vocals for the female part. I'm completely blanking on it right now there too. but it was it was
I'm gonna
so
pull my phone out for a second.
it
So
was
I can look
so
at that.
good. I just love
Why
the.
did I blank on this?
I don't know, man.
Why do I suck?
Because we're unprofessional cucks. We've always said it.
Oh shit! It's not on the title. Okay,
That's good.
that's great, fabulous,
But
fantastic.
very well done, very good. Kind of call and response with the lead vocals, and then her, talking about what's I'm completely blanking on the line that they have at the end there too for the chorus. But they were like,
I didn't write down any of the lyrics. I can pull it up.
But
Just gotta mute the phone.
that's it. But no, it was a very, very strong song. Again, a lot of the content of their song was relationship built.
Oh yeah, I
because
forgot how
Dawn's
they put all the
relationship.
lyrics in this.
Oh boy, look at that right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Just want to bring up those long days go by again.
Yeah, yeah.
And Shattered Mirror. Yeah.
yeah, and Shatter Me. Yeah, it was really cool. I couldn't praise enough. This is probably one of my more favorite songs in this album. Very
It's a good
neat.
one. It's certainly a good one. I loved the instrumentals. The way it came off to me was like a first like taste of intimacy with someone.
Yes.
And
well,
it's
again,
a
and that
little-
makes sense with the reminiscence of it.
Yeah, and it feels in certain spots. It felt a little awkward, but it was intentionally done to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
It was meant to sound very sweet. Dog, don't look at me when I'm talking about intimacy. my dog's staring at me. Angus, come here.
He's like, "What are you guys talking
You can be a part of the video too.
Oop, go under.
Here, you're
There-
a dummy.
there you
Go
go.
under.
Come
Come
on.
here. Come here.
Come here, Pooch.
Come on the couch.
Do you call him Doggo or Popper?
I call him whatever I want. He's a good dog. But no, like I thought it was. I really liked how it just reminded me of like getting that first taste of intimacy with someone, and it felt very sweet, very calming. Just lay down. Just lay down.
Yeah, lyrically, I think it was one of the more stronger ones too. It was
Without
really
a doubt.
really fun.
Beyond that, we went into another one of the singles, which was the first song I ever heard from them, which is Delight. This was what me and my roommate on the couch just fucking around on YouTube, and he was just like, dude, you need to see this. And he pulled it up on my PlayStation, and oh my lordy Lou, wow. That song blew me away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the lead singer. I love his clean, is nice, very clean voice. He can reach higher pitches too, higher octaves. A lot of range to it. It has. I'm going to probably fuck everything up with this right here, but it just has that kind of what you would expect for a rock song. As weird as that sounds, like a very good rock song or someone that has a higher pitched tone. I just was it's so good. And the hook is so, I say hook, but the chorus is really good. And that saxophone complements his voice so well too.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
And I will say that all the singles on this were definitely more polished.
yes, I did notice that.
And I appreciated that just because, a couple of those were like a year and a half old at that point. And they, now that they were being
Sometimes it's very different for the style that they're trying.
right.
Yeah.
And that's that was appreciated from an auditory perspective.
Yeah.
But this song just continues to remind me why I love them so much. It's great. And we covered a few of these songs and reacts, and I can't say that my opinion of the songs has changed. Still love them.
I tell you what, and we'll go into our next one right here with Spotlight, and
Neglect was next.
was Neglect that? Sorry,
Yes.
I jumped ahead right there. Neglect I thought was okay.
It was poppy at the beginning.
It was
of the
very
song.
poppy at the very beginning. Yeah, it was okay.
But yeah, it's poppy just in sound, but in lyrical content, there was a bit more to it. It's what it sounded like to me, just based on the lyrical content, was a love affair that was burning too bright and too fast. But the overall tone of it was somber. Like the singer in this instance was telling a sad story of something he lost.
Yes.
Mm.
It just resonated, huh?
almost like the title of the song is saying that like they focused too much on the affair part of it, and they neglected the parts that they needed to neglect,
Right.
that they needed to pay more attention to.
Right.
So yeah, it felt very somber. It was complemented very well with the instrumentals, though. The guitar,
It's some.
their guitar
Oh,
is a beast.
between the guitarist and the sax player, it's just absolutely incredible. And this is a good one too, where again, very good complimentary, very good kind of back and forth with the two. It just was it was so good.
Absolutely. Now we jump in the spotlight, which
Now,
is the
Spotlight.
last single that they had from before the album came out.
Yes. So for Spotlight, I tell you what, Spotlight is. If I was going to present someone, I've done this a couple times too. It's like, hey, have you ever heard of Shrezzers? This is usually my first go-to, and the biggest reason for it is because the saxophone plays almost immediately in the song. Mm-hmm. Everything else in this album right here, it's the saxophone player is kind of like when they slow down in tone a little bit. I kind of noticed a very set structure with a theme is that they will have everyone playing right there. You know, the guitarist will be doing his thing, drums, bass, everyone's doing their thing. They'll go about the midsection of the song, middle of the song. It'll slow down, and that's when that saxophone escalates and kind of sets the tone for kind of a nice smoother, and then they'll kind of pick right back up at the end. This one right here, immediately out of the gate, the saxophone, and it's just like, oh, it sounds so good. I love Spotlight.
Spotlight and Mystery are usually the songs I'll go to when I'm trying to show this band to somebody.
Yes.
And by all means, don't take our word for it on this. Check it out for yourself. But these music videos are quirky. They're fun. They're bizarre.
You know, I watched a few of the music videos after listening to the album there too. You know, the music videos are a really good enhancer to the songs, but I don't feel I don't feel that I lost anything just listening to the album,
right?
Like in the car. It's so good as a standalone, but you get kind of that nice, like you said, quirkiness and feel from the band just by watching the music videos and kind of their own unique art style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
No, and I thought its placement in the album was done very well.
It's a very good spot.
Like we've been saying throughout, is that this album is extremely well constructed. From that, moved on to Locals. Locals was interesting to me.
Locals was fucking in a coffee bar right there, listening to jazz
very
and just
adult contemporary in tone, like mid-2000s adult contemporary.
Now I know I'm an adult and a dad right there because I listen to Locals and I go, this is pretty good. Oh my God, dude. Locals completely took me by surprise. Maybe my favorite song in the album right there. It's seriously one that I listened to the album right there too, and I kind of look and I'm like, okay, I want to listen to it one more time. And I'm hitting Locals, man. It is so good, just with a more jazzier tone to it. But again, you don't lose anything with the guitarist. You don't lose anything with the whole band in itself.
Yeah, and
but
with the guitar, it reminds me a lot of like Eric Johnson.
Yeah. That's a good.
And that's where it kept clicking in my head. It's just like this feels like an Eric Johnson song.
Right.
If he wants to cover an Eric Johnson song, I wouldn't be mad. But, no, but no, it caught me off guard when it played for the first time.
Yeah,
like it played. I just went like, whoa.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you a really funny.
Did the album change?
A really funny thing too. So I had to pick my mom up the other day, and I was listening to it, and she's like, "Oh, you're listening to some music." And the first thing I put on was Locals, and she goes, "Oh my God, that sounds really good." And then I played I think next was like Anorak or something or Mystery, and she's like, "Ooh, not so much right there." But I mean, like from other people looking in, what it's composed of is very, very well sound, very well structured. It's catchy, like you said, it's very adult contemporary there too. It is arguably one of the strongest in the album, and again, probably my favorite. It's extremely good, but I don't think it pulls away from their other songs and what they're capable of in terms of harder sound.
And speaking of harder sound, that moves us into Maverick. Maverick feels a lot to me like a 2010s metalcore song. This feels to me like what I Prevail wants to be.
Yes.
And that's not to say it's bad. Like the solo and breakdown within the context of the song were placed excellently, but it feels like a 2010s metalcore song.
I'll be the goose to this Maverick right here because I actually really enjoyed it. It was definitely.
I'm not saying I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, it was good. I was caught off a little off guard with the keyboard kind of synth in the beginning there too. It almost kind of sounded like a RPG boss, but I was like, it really kind of caught me off guard. But I really like the tone. I really like the feel of it. For it being a later song in the album, I think that's fine. This is probably one I was thinking of what would do really well on an on-site, on-stage live concert, and this is kind of a good one that'd be like right in the middle. I wouldn't begin or close with it right there, but it could kind of be getting some of that,
like keep people's energy up in the middle of the set.
It's a good energy, kind of staying at that max height, max excitement.
I really liked the breakdown.
Breakdown was very good.
I'm a sucker for a good one.
Yeah, me too.
But
as long as it has a good crane stomp, I'm all for it, man.
I like Maverick. I really do. It's a solid song.
It is
a very solid song.
It is.
Let's talk about relationships, though.
Yes. Relationships, more like relationships. I know, right?
Jesus Christ.
Everything just goes back to that first track right there.
Much softer.
Whoa, is it much softer?
Wow.
It is.
I wasn't mentally prepared for how soft this song was going to be, just coming off of Maverick.
I was hoping for a more softer tone song for the last one. You usually like the really I don't want to say really good artists, but really strong albums will have like a ballad at the end or something that kind of really soft. It's like we've completed our journey together, and this is right here. I think it's extremely fitting, and again emphasizes their capabilities of we don't have to just be like hard rock metal and crazy fast paced. We could be more somber, more like we said, melancholy, more all these things right here. Lyrically, I thought it was extremely good. Again, focusing on relationships, it was really tied in. It really kind of encased this album to say it's like everything. A lot of albums, if not all albums, have a designated theme, and this one kind of finished it. Kind of the little cherry on top right there. Really kind of setting for it. It just was. It was great. It was absolutely great. I don't think it needed to be any more than that. I don't think it needed to be any harder than it was right there. It was just very nice and soft.
So let's review the album as a whole. Let's give what our final thoughts are. How about you start?
So again, I probably listened to this album about 10 times. Okay, so I think I have a pretty good idea of what I like and what I don't like. When I first listened to it, it was supposed to be okay. Just hear all them out. Second time around was like, okay, let's really focus on each song. When I got to like the fourth or fifth time, it started to become like, what's my favorite song in this album? But by the time I finished that, I go, what is a song I don't like in here? Everything is unique. None of them feel similar. I feel we run into that problem a lot of times with albums, especially this one, which, how many tracks was it? 13?
13 tracks. And it's not often I can listen all the way through a 13-track album.
I will say,
let alone multiple times.
Yeah, I would say that 13 tracks was maybe a little long for this one. As crazy as it sounds, because I like full, juicy, meaty albums right there, I felt 13 was a little long. I felt that each song was very unique on of its own, but at the same point, I kind of go,
not all of them were necessary, though.
I would think so. I don't think that even though a lot of them are really good, it's just it's bulky. There's a lot to listen to right here.
There's a lot of meat in that sandwich, and that's not meant to be a joke, but it's just...
there is. I was just kind of surprised at how much content is in this right here. But I think this is probably one of the more stronger albums I've listened to. A very passionate project for them. Really, really focused hard on this. Put their heart and souls into it. I mean, it is incredible. What was your thoughts on that? Again, because you probably listened to way more music than I have.
You see, where I struggle with this album is trying to figure out a place to put it.
Okay.
It's like I don't know what to compare this album to because it's just that unique.
I would agree with that.
Musically speaking, instrumentally, this album is gorgeous.
Yes.
From top to bottom, this album is gorgeous. I think it is a bit on certain songs lyrically lacking.
I noticed that too.
On a couple of the songs, I'm just like, I don't care for these lyrics, but it doesn't.
But then maybe it'll have a good chorus or something that keeps you interested in
exactly,
it. And
exactly, and that's
hard to find.
Like Emoji Queen for me, like I said, that's my favorite chorus in the whole album. But the overall meat of the song,
lyrical content, you're just what?
I don't know. Like I don't like the whole text speak.
Yeah,
in it. That irks the shit out of me in a lot of ways.
No.
My use of emoji is very limited. I'm in my late 20s.
It's eggplant, eggplant.
Water droplets.
Water droplets.
But on all, it's lyrically lacking in just a couple places. But as a whole, I think it is an excellent rock/metal album. And
/jazz album.
/jazz album.
Jazz fusion album.
It's something. I don't know where to categorically put this.
I would agree with it. I was right with you. I was having a very troubled time of thinking, where does this go? What can I relate to it? It's incredible. If you had to give it a rating, what would you give this rating?
I give it a 9.5 out of 10. That is an excellent album, and I recommend this to anybody who likes like rock, metalcore, with hints of jazz and
just something different. It's a little flavor, like a little bit of diversity into it. I'm gonna have to agree with you 100%. I'm gonna have to go 9.5. I don't think it is a perfect album. No. There's a couple criticisms that we do have right here, but I mean overall, it is a fantastic. I mean, I would literally say this is a piece of art. It is so well done, and I had this thought too when I was listening to it for the 10th time or whatever. Right there too is. Whenever someone talks about Shrezzers, like if we were going to say what Shrezzers is, okay, what would we say? We'd probably say it's a metal band, a little bit of intricacies, maybe a little bit of technical right there.
There's extremely good technical. I would say like a guitar driven. I don't want to call it a rock band because it's heavier than rock.
Yeah.
It's heavier than hard rock, but it's not quite a full-on metal album.
Yeah,
so this is where I keep running into.
And then you would say, but they have a saxophone player in it.
And that's where people get really thrown off when I tell them about it. It's a metal band with a saxophone. It's like, fuck yeah, man.
By the way, I think they've done an exceptional job. Again, thinking about this right here, if I was going to portray them and say it was a metal, rock, whatever, with a saxophone, they did an excellent job of kind of using the saxophone in very unique and specific ways rather than just going fucking bukkake all over right there. You know, like seriously, like they're just going and saxophone in the beginning and saxophone in the middle and finish it off with the saxophone. Like they
could hear it throughout a lot of the songs. They still put it together very tastefully.
It was, I think it was equalized in a way and mixed in a way that was very balanced. They know the sound that they're going for. They know the feel they're going for right there, and they're utilizing their strengths in the right way. Because again, as much as I love Spotlight and they use saxophone right from the beginning right here, I do not want every song to be like that.
Right.
I don't want everyone out of the gate right here just going crazy on it. I think they need to really keep focused on what are they? Are they a rock band with a saxophone player? Or are they this more depth, diverse, intricate style right here that complements it with a saxophone? And I think if they go that route right there, they're gonna kill it.
Blow it out of the water.
They're gonna kill it. No matter what they do, it's gonna be fucking gold. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. I was super impressed with this album.
Right.
I'm probably gonna listen to it too on the way home.
So on that note, we're gonna draw this to a conclusion. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know in the comment section below. Check out the rest of our content on this channel. Check out our reacts to Shrezzers. Go check out their videos themselves. They've earned that right.
They did.
Check out our gaming channel, Cauldron of Gaming. Check out Chris and Bryant on twitch.tv/ragtime roast beef, or just Bryant, who's not here because he's dead to us.
That's right. He doesn't even know who Shrezzers is.
The Booty Beef Show on Thursday nights. And check out our Patreon if you like what we do and want to support what we do. Our next review that we're going to do will be the new EP for Ginger, so check that out.
All right, man.
See you next time. I'll be the same.